always great catching up with you. I'm so excited to see you. Fresh off of BravoCon. I know you and I were just talking. We have not recovered.
I know. This voice, I lost it actually on Sunday. On the plane ride on Monday.
Okay.
I was very dry on the plane, very dry in Vegas. I was like, I'm not going to have a voice. So I've just been rehabbing her.
Okay.
A lot. And so this is where I'm at.
All right, this is where we're at. Any fun interactions that we didn't get to see?
Oh my gosh. I had the time of my life with Chyna Shea from
Fun.
Oh, and Whitney Rose.
Okay.
We hung out on Sunday night and it was a time.
Yes.
Yes. Shep was there from Southern Charm.
Okay.
Chyna, Whitney, her husband Justin, Captain Jason, somebody else from Southern Charm. It was just like the nice cap to BravoCon.
Yes,
and
definitely.
we danced like 4 a.m.
Did you really?
We really did.
I love that. Yeah. You know, a lot of people were talking about that picture that I think somebody posted, but Captain Jason is seen hugging you and everyone's like, what happened? So set the record straight.
No, Captain Jason is the homie. He's just my friend.
Okay.
We had a great time dancing. He's a very good dancer, which I did put in my Instagram reel as well.
Yes.
But we just danced.
Just
it was
danced.
very harmless.
Okay.
He just told me he's going back home, I think, today. So, yeah.
Okay. So no love connections this year.
No love connections this year, but we flirted. You know, flirting is fun.
Flirting
that's
is
the
fun.
extent of it. Yeah.
It seemed like there was a long line of people lining up to meet Captain Jason.
Yes. And I don't like lines in any capacity. So, and I was actually hoping for him and Lala.
Yeah.
Really
did you see any, because I know that they posted a picture together. Did you see any maybe sparks flying between the two?
I didn't see them in person,
okay,
but you know, hopefully. I told him like, you know, go for it. Yeah.
I mean, we'll get right into it since we're on the topic. Are you dating anybody right now?
No, not really.
Okay.
I've had some fun flings, but dating is really hard. Yeah. The whole landscape is so different.
Yeah. What's the most surprising thing dating wise now?
The inconsistency of communication or how people communicate. The last time that I was single, I was like 22.
Yeah.
So it's been 13 years.
Right.
And I didn't realize with texting, because I had a sidekick, for example.
Right.
When little things are so different.
So different.
There was no dating sites, nothing. So I'm just learning all of it. Yeah. And I had heard so much from my friends, but now I'm living it and it's very different.
Yeah. Are you on like the dating apps and things like that? Or are you traditional girl, we'll meet in person?
I've been toying with the idea of a dating app. I was talking to Cynthia Bailey and she said I should do Raya.
Okay.
So I may give that a whirl.
Make it a whirl.
Yeah. Just because I wanted some experience dating. I haven't had any I've dated had boyfriends even with Luke he made it very clear that we were only exclusively talking that little time that we were together, so I haven't really just dipped and dabbled, but that's what I want to do.
Are you still friends with Luke or?
Oh yeah, he's a great guy.
He's a great guy.
He taught me how to do my leaves. So as soon as I got a leaf blower, the first thing I did was send him a picture, because he's just...
I love that.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Yeah. And Luke actually showed me that there are really good men out there who I could be with. The timing wasn't right. Michael and I were still very fresh in our situation. But it gave me a lot of hope. Yeah. And he's such a good guy. He has every quality that I was looking for. So yeah, I'm incentivized.
Yes, I love that. Yeah, just timing wasn't right, and that happens. Yes. I know you and I spoke on the carpet about you and Michael and how you guys are parallel parenting at the moment. Are you hopeful that can transition back into a healthy co-parenting relationship?
I am. I'm very optimistic, and I actually don't think parallel parenting. I know the connotation is it's bad. I get that. But I feel that we both are able to show up for the kids and we don't interfere in that. And even if we're not buddy, we still have this respect for each other as parents. Yeah. He even texted me this morning about the kids. So I appreciate that. And wherever our relationship goes, hopefully upward, because it's really the only way it can go at this point. I hope that we just remember the kids are the most important thing.
On the show, you guys were vacationing together and things like that. And now it's in a place where you're just kind of communicating about the kids. Were you surprised that things happened so quickly and changed so quickly?
I was surprised, but Michael's he's not a big fan of me being on the show, if I'm honest. Yeah. And he is very protective of the children, and he has a lot of anxiety, honestly, and apprehension about the children being in the public eye. And so that's an area where we differ, and I respect that. As their dad, he's very worried about like their safety. Where now that I live alone, like, you know, he's hyper aware and hyper vigilant. And so he's not the biggest fan of me doing Housewives, but I love Housewives. I love what I do. I love the fans. I love everybody. So I'm not leaving anytime soon.
But is there a point maybe that your kids won't be on the show as much?
We'll see.
Okay.
Yeah. I am just such an involved parent. Sure, yeah. You know?
Yeah, they're your life.
They are my life. And if I'm sharing my life, it's like, you know, Michael and I are making some compromises in relation to how often the children are on the show, what I showcase, even my social media. You know, like these are some of the details about parallel parenting. And again, he just really loves his kids, so I'm trying to work with him on that.
Yeah, that's good. It's good. You know, compromise is important, right?
It is.
It is. As much as you don't want to, right? It's not good.
Not good.
Are you in any more of a rush to file for divorce or kind of move this forward?
I am, and I think it just feels like it's time. It hasn't felt, I don't know, it just hasn't felt like the time, whether it's me holding on to something. And I definitely went back and forth quite a bit. And I didn't expect that. When I moved into my house, I was like thinking, could Michael live here with me? Like, could I share this with him? Did I make a mistake? Is this wrong? My children were asking for him at night, you know? And I'm like, am I doing something wrong? And I would even say within the last month, maybe I started to feel more confident in my decision.
Good. Yeah. Do you want to get married again in the future?
I'm not ruling it out. Yeah. You know, like I got some new friends here. And when I got them, the doctor asked me, he said, you know, do you want like just a little lift? Because, you know, gravity was doing its thing. And I said, oh, what's the alternative? He said, well, you can get like a full-on augmentation, but you wouldn't be able to breastfeed. Okay. So then I was like, am I going to breastfeed again? Yeah. All these thoughts are coming into my mind. Yeah. So I didn't get the full lift. I just got a bigger implant. Okay. So, you know, the possibility is there is what I mean.
Okay. So you're not ruling it out in the future.
I'm not ruling it out. Yeah. And I could. Still, you know.
You look good though.
Oh, thank you.
What made you want to do it? Just like you said, gravity was taking its
Yeah. And I, you know, I do really care about my body and I exercise a lot and all of that, you know, a little bit of vanity, I can't lie.
Well, let's get into this season a little bit. I know Karen said at the panel that she felt that Robyn lied all last season. How do you feel about that? Do you agree that she lied all last season, or?
I think that's a very strong claim.
Sure.
My perception of that is very different. I feel like it's very wrong to ask Robyn to just openly air all of her dirty laundry because there are things that I haven't shared, things Karen hasn't shared, things that Candiace hasn't shared, Wendy, everyone goes through things in their relationship. And if they come out, like that's one thing, but to just all of a sudden put it out there, it's not everybody's doing that. Yeah. You know?
So Robyn is definitely put in the hot seat this season though.
Robyn is in the hot seat. Yeah. And it's hard for her, you know, because not only from us, but from the outside, there was just so much scrutiny. And so, like people were just like vilifying Robyn. And I just don't think the punishment warranted the crime. The crime warranted the punishment. You know, I felt like it was excessive.
Do you think that this puts a strain on her relationship with Juan at all, or do you feel like they are solid?
When you feel like the world is coming at you, the two choices are you either separate or you come closer together. Yeah. And I feel like they're taking, thankfully, the latter. Yeah. Coming closer
and
together.
It seems like you, Charisse, and Gizelle, obviously being good friends, are voicing your concerns about this. Were you surprised at the way that she reacted to it, or did you think that that was kind of expected?
I was so scared.
When I came, you're like, I'm just gonna leave.
You know, because I was like, in the past, the things I have said about Juan, maybe in my delivery, haven't been the best. I do think Juan is a great guy. He's a great father. He loves her. I know that. He made some mistakes. Yeah, you know. But thankfully, Robyn, I think, heard us. And coming from the three of us who have really been there, have seen it all, experienced it all, I think she realized it was a genuine place.
As somebody that has navigated a split on camera, what advice would you have to say for like somebody like Kyle and Mauricio who are kind of going through this and have so many, and because she talked a lot about it on the panel too, that so many fans are like, well, now I don't believe in love anymore. And it's like so much pressure from the fans to almost stay together. Did you ever feel like that? And what kind of advice do you have for somebody that's kind of navigating that situation?
Ooh. They have like an institution, right?
Sure,
like 20 plus years. I made it to 8,
yeah,
you know? I mean, I give them so much credit. But I think that ultimately Kyle will be more inspirational by being true to herself.
Yeah.
And as cliche as it sounds so cliche when I say it out loud, but I'm living it and I'm feeling it. And I'm inspired more when people are open and forthcoming.
Sure.
It's very challenging, and I can say this on my cast. I won't name any names at this point. When I know that there are things going on behind closed doors that are not shown, you know, and because I want to respect that, it makes me sad that I feel like they're not living who they truly are. And that just, you know, it's not very inspiring.
Yeah, definitely.
But Kyle, she's gonna make it through.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that she and Mauricio like are not shying away from it.
Yeah, no, kind of letting it all out there.
Yeah, you gotta approach it head on, because otherwise everyone creates their own narrative and you don't want them to win.
No, definitely not. Do you feel like Gizelle is in love?
My girl is smitten.
She is.
Yes. And it's funny because I don't remember where we were, maybe the panel, and she called it a situationship.
Yes.
I said, ma'am, it's almost a full
year.
calendar year. We're beyond that.
Yeah.
He's met her girls, like her family.
He's on the show.
She's met his family.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's very cute.
It
to
is.
see her like this.
I really enjoy it because, I mean, we're not privy to what goes on behind closed doors, but seeing them on camera together, it seems like it's a really fun, healthy, laid-back relationship.
Yes, I think he's very secure with himself.
Yeah.
And she needs that. Because at this point in her life, Gizelle is just like in that HBIC era.
Yeah.
And he respects that.
Definitely. You know, I caught up with Mia on the red carpet at BravoCon too, and I noticed that she was wearing a ring, and she told me that it was a commitment ring from another man.
Yes.
Your reaction to that?
Oh, well, okay. So, funnily, I did an interview the other day, and I thought I spilled some beans saying that she had a boo.
Yeah.
But no, she's putting it on Front Street.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I may have put her on the spot.
And it's huge.
It's huge. I mean, you can't miss it.
No, you cannot.
No.
That thing, it's a stunner.
It is.
We went out to dinner a few weeks ago, and we were all questioning it, and she was playing all coy.
Right.
But then after a couple glasses of wine, though, then we got the truth.
Okay.
You know? And I'm very happy for her. My only concern, and I've expressed this to her, is she needs some time.
Yeah.
She has to heal. And Mia is a survivalist, okay? She has been through it with her childhood, being a single mom like she was when she met Gordon. She has just always had to like do. And I just want her to be for a little bit, be herself, find herself again, be secure, to be alone, because as I'm learning, it's so hard to be alone. It's harder to be alone than to be with somebody.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah. And I want her to experience that and actually like feel those emotions. Also for her kids, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you met this person?
I have not met him in person. But when we were hanging out at my house, she had him on FaceTime. Another smitten kitten.
Yeah.
Love is in the air. Hopefully the bug bites me. Yes. But right now, my girls are very happy, and I really love to see it.
Yeah. How are things with you and Candiace? Because I think she said in an interview not too long ago that I think at the finale, the two of you may have had a conversation that, you know, maybe swayed your relationship in a different direction, in a more positive direction. Do you feel the same way?
Yes. I think that it's complicated. It's very complicated. I'm trying to focus on the positives of who she is, her talent, her beauty, her wit. She's very funny. We have a great time. Where we go off the rails is when there's conflict, and how she handles conflict, and her ability to be accountable for what she says and does.
Yeah.
And that's not easy to do. I know that. It's very challenging. So I give her grace with that. But ultimately, yeah, we are in a, as I said on the panel, 70% like place.
Sure, 70, that's a good thing.
Yeah, she reciprocated that.
Right. And, you know, Gizelle, when I spoke to her, she's like, Candiace and I really had no interaction this season unless we were kind of forced to. Do you ever see the two of them getting back on track? I mean, I don't think so.
Yeah. You know, I don't know if Gizelle went into this, but it's really about the safety of her children that she's concerned about. So, no, I don't think it's going to happen. It would have to be a force majeure.
Yeah.
And honestly, I will say, I really never thought Robyn and I would be friends because we started out really rocky.
Yeah.
Not just the first season, but even the second season, you know? So if we can have a comeback, it took me really apologizing to Robyn and taking accountability for how I approached that situation. Yeah. So it's possible.
Mm-hmm. Do you think Gizelle will ever apologize, or Candiace would ever? Do you think the two of them?
Somebody's going
to have to say something. But
yeah.
What can you tease about this fight that happens during the course of this season?
Well, it's not on camera.
Okay. Oh, okay.
A lot of camera phones, but
okay.
We were like, my event was wrapping, it was done, no one saw this coming, and I really, that sort of stuff makes me really uncomfortable. As happened previously, I was not there, like God was looking out for me.
Yeah.
So it just made me very uncomfortable, and unfortunately, I lost a friend in that situation.
Okay, so. Right. I know that. I think you said in an interview not too long ago that a lot of relationships were kind of shattered this season. Was that what you were talking about?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, things do shift with Deborah and I. And I loved Deborah, and I still love her as a person, but,